Hey everybody, Lucy here for another rambly kind of thought video. So today I'm going to talk about another topic that I've just been like mulling about for quite a long time, and it's a topic that in some ways intersects with one of the main things I talk about on my channel, which is sustainability and permaculture, but it's also a very personal topic. And once again, I would love to know if anybody out there has struggled with something similar. So I think to start off, I just want to say that I feel really different from most people when it comes to thinking about like life objectives and career. I think like most people around me that I notice think of their career trajectory in a very sort of coherent, like A to B kind of way, and they have like career goals and places they want to be at. And for me, I've never conceptualized my personal life that way. I always was drawn to this idea of like a Renaissance person. Like a Renaissance woman, and if I could be that. And the reason being, I guess a Renaissance person is somebody who's pretty good at lots of different things, and that's always what I've been drawn to. For me, the idea of like just doing one thing and that being like my life path is, when I think about it, I feel like a panic and like a deep sadness. I love learning new things, and I love being good at things, and I feel like because of that, I've kind of like split my life into these different projects that I'm always working on. But I feel like the world, or like my community at least, is not really designed for people doing that in many different ways. Like obviously the main one of them being is that just by and large, you're kind of expected to have like a 9-to-5 job and then maybe hobbies alongside that. But that's not how my life is. So, I mean, I do have a job that is like my main job. It's not really 9-to-5. It's more of like a 4-day week. But alongside that, I also run a nonprofit organization. I also try to make artwork whenever possible, and I'm also in a band and I also try to like write articles, and all of these things are equally important to me. Even though some of them are not huge money earners, I still conceptualize all of them as like part of my work, like my work in the world that I need to do. And if I think of just having like one job and then like my little like hobbies I do here and there, I just know that that model isn't good enough, like is not good for me. But being said, I definitely recognize that there's a lot of privilege that I have to be able to live in that way. Certainly many people cannot live that way. Certainly having one full-time job is the like only means to support yourself for many folks. And so I definitely recognize that, like, thanks to my like socioeconomic status, my family, my upbringing, all of these things have allowed me to explore these different paths in my life. And so I'm not without gratitude and recognition of that fact. So just wanted to put that out there. But yeah, like, it's just something that I've been struggling with, especially I think as I'm now like getting older in my 30s. I'm just feeling like kind of left out of the adult world, because literally everyone else I know, not literally, but most other people that I know just have this like single trajectory that they're following, and I'm just like splintered in all these different directions, and it can be really overwhelming because it feels like I'm always working. Even though a lot of the work that I do I absolutely love and I could spend like hours and hours on it, it just feels like the way that I conceptualize work, which is the different projects that I work on, it just takes up like all of my time. And I yeah, I just like, I struggle to fit in that way. And I don't know if there's other people out there who also are in the same boat. So I'd love to hear from you if you are. One other thought that I'm just going to put out there is that I read an article, I read an essay recently by Mary Oliver, the poet, that really resonated with me and maybe helped me explain a little bit of this to myself. In this essay, I can't remember the name of it, but she was talking about these three different like aspects of our personality or of our soul that we have as humans. The first one is our child self, that obviously we develop as children and then we kind of carry forward in a certain way as adults. And we can let that child show through or not, depending on what our life experience is. We can honor that child or not, depending on what our life experience is and what our choices are. I thought that was really interesting. And then the second piece of ourselves is this kind of like analytical everyday self that's really good at, problem solving, keeping us alive, keeping us fed, making sure that we, take care of our obligations, that we interact in a positive way with people, that we just kind of like go through the steps of living a life. And these are the skills we need to do solving math problems or solving logical problems, logistical things, technical learning, I think she gives the example of like piloting a plane or, accounting or things like that, things that require like technical and logical reasoning. And then finally, the third part of our beingness is this creative self that is kind of like spiritually linked to the universe and that is able to tap into like creativity and the oneness, like all these spiritual things. And then this third part of ourselves is often not allowed to come forward. But for people who are artists and who do creative work, they need to tap into that self in order for them to do their work. And so for people who have the means or the capacity to do that, that can be like such a gratifying experience. And I personally feel that third aspect of me is something that I want to bring out like every day. And that's why having art and creativity be like a really meaningful and big and important part of my life is just something I've always strived towards, because just having a job, even if it's meaningful and beautiful, I know that it will not satisfy me in the long run. So this is why I've always strived to make lots of time and space in my life for creative work. And I've been feeling like more and more, I just want to be that third self, for more and more of the day. I just feel so much more at home there. And I feel like in a lot of different work roles, you can't really express that part of yourself. So when you're doing art and creative work, you can, and I just find that so freeing, and I just want to be there more. So that's just something I wanted to layer on top of that. I think this has been a really long and rambly video. I don't even know if I'm going to post it because I don't even know if it makes sense. But if I do, again, would love to hear other people's thoughts. And I wonder if anybody has like successfully made it as a Renaissance person. If you have like 3 or 4 different things that you do well and are a regular part of your life and your livelihood, like what has that journey been like for you? And do you also find it difficult? Do you also struggle to feel like you like fit in as an adult person in your community? Let me know. If you guys made it to the end of this video, again, thank you so much for watching. I so appreciate it. I find it like so amazing that when I have to take a long pause between making videos, people are still subscribing to my channel and like commenting. It just warms my heart and makes me want to make more videos. So thank you so much for sticking around, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.